Hi, all. A very warm welcome to Swiggy Catalyst. It's a live webinar series. For all those of you who are joining us for the first time, Swiggy Catalyst is a invite-only webinar series where we pick important topics, important updates, and features available on Swiggy and have a business expert working at Swiggy come and discuss about this in detail, address how it can be used, what are the potential benefits, and why is it even there on Swiggy for the in the first place, right? And for those of you who are joining us for the first time or who have participated previously on Swiggy Catalyst, for all of you, we'd like to let you know that the previous Swiggy Catalyst sessions on different topics like discounts, payouts, menu engineering are all available on YouTube and on Learning Station, which is a feature available on the owner and the partner app. It's a digital academy available for all the partners on the owner app and the partner app, where you can go about and see the old recordings, videos on best practices on products, and also insightful videos from the culinary world where we have industry experts coming and talking about various topics. So with this, I, Shweta, would like to welcome you to today's Swiggy Catalyst session, which is on smart links. And to talk more about this, we have Abhijit, who's joined us again for the second time today. Abhijit works very closely with the technology and the business team at Swiggy in solving problems that matter the most to the partners. And Abhijit, we're really happy to have you back again today.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Shweta, for the introduction and inviting me again to the Catalyst program. Very happy to meet everyone. Good afternoon. I'm hoping all of you all are doing well. So, before we begin the session, I'll give you all a quick introduction for people who are seeing me for the first time. My name is Abhijit. I've been in Swiggy for over 4 years now. I'm currently part of the supply strategy team, which is where we work with and where I take care of restaurant growth as a charter. Here, my objective is to drive new products and processes which can help us unlock business opportunities and growth opportunities for our restaurant partner. And SmartLinks is a critical lever that we think is going to help you all do that, which is why we're doing this session today.
Great. So, Abhijit, welcome. So you spoke about SmartLink, right? That's like the buzzword right now. So we thought, why not discuss this, right? This is something that people have been asking about what it really means and what is SmartLinks, right? So could you tell us what SmartLinks is actually?
Right. So I think before we get to what SmartLinks is, we should talk about why is there a need of this SmartLinks, right? Everybody on this call wants to grow their business and wants to identify ways to beat local competition and be the best in their locality, right? Historically, every restaurant had two options to sort of do this. One was to do it offline, where you do local flyering, you do local marketing, and if you have budgets, you might do larger campaigns in a traditional marketing media, right? On the online side, what you guys have worked on, which has worked extremely well for most of our restaurant partners, is the ads and the discounting tools that we have, which is focused on within the Swiggy app. And this obviously caters to consumers who have very high intent to order if they're on the app. What we're trying to solve for is across the open internet, there are a lot of touch points where you can tell your consumer to come directly order from you, but you've not had the opportunity to do that. And this is what SmartLinks is going to help you with. SmartLinks is a brand level customized link that works across the internet, all on all paid marketing channels, as well as on static use cases like WhatsApp and emailers. They will direct traffic from anywhere across the web to your restaurant's menu directly within Swiggy for a consumer to place the order and fulfill their experience easily. This is going to happen with minimum breakages because the links are very stable, along with all information of how many people have ordered from you all and what are the key benefits that you can sort of use, all the data sets that you can use to sort of plan your actions. We'll give you all a demo as we go forward, so stay tuned for it.
Great. So, Abhijit, you mentioned about these dynamic links, right, which can help people get their customers potentially from anywhere from the web to their restaurant page. Now, there already exists a link for a restaurant on a customer app, right, today. So how is Smart Links different from that?
So I'm not sure how many of the restaurant partners have actually used the customer, like the link, the shareable link on the customer app. But Smart Links is a much more enhanced version of that, right? So Effectively what we're giving you all is a brand level link, right? So if you run a restaurant ABC Biryani and you have five restaurants or five RIDs within a city, any consumer clicking on that link will be directed automatically to the nearest serviceable or the nearest delivery radius outlets for that particular consumer. So if you have and obviously this is dynamic, so if the consumer location changes from A to B, then wherever the consumer is now based, the nearest serviceable outlet is going to pop up once the link is clicked, right? That's one key benefit that we've built. It also makes the link, we've also made the link super stable. So even if the consumer doesn't have the Swiggy app installed, the link will still open on the mobile web version. So if you have a Chrome or a Firefox or any other mobile web browser, the link will still open and the consumer can still experience the menu of, of your brand even inside the mobile flow, right? It also makes the link more stable, so we don't have breakages. We have a much more stable engineering and technical infrastructure. So that's the first sort of benefit. Easy to use, very stable, and automatically redirects the consumer to the nearest serviceable outlet. If obviously you have one restaurant, then it'll always direct to that particular restaurant. Second benefit that we've given is giving access to partners on a lot of data, right? So what used to happen in the past is if you run some activity and you're not able to, like if you did a flyering activity in the past, you did a newspaper insert locally, right? Or you did a small hoarding or a banner in your city, you had no way to track how many consumers have actually come on that, right? Also, if you have a social media account, you have an Instagram page, or you sent out a WhatsApp message to 10 of your friends, you've had no way to check how many consumers have actually clicked on the link and have actually come from there. So that'll help you sort of plan your campaigns better. So we've provided you all with a lot of information and data right in the owner app, which I'll again cover in our demo in the later parts of this conversation, to sort of help our partners make their decision making easy. And the third benefit is giving partners multiple versions of the link. Effectively, there is only one smart link for your brand, but we've realized that partners might want to use the link in different places and measure differently. You might want to use the link on WhatsApp and see how many orders and menu sessions I'm getting from WhatsApp. You might use the link on Instagram. If you have a social media page on Instagram for your restaurant, you might want to put it in the order food and see, okay, how many people are actually ordering directly from Instagram, right? And then you can compare, okay, it looks like Instagram is doing much better than WhatsApp or vice versa. So for you to be able to do these evaluations, we've also created a multi-channel version of links, which means for every brand, we're going to be providing 6 different versions of the smart links. And I'll show in the sections later on how y'all can access them and how y'all can use them.
Oh, great. As in, even if I don't, or somebody doesn't have a Swiggy app, they can click on the link and get reach a restaurant page and order. I think that is fantastic, Abhijit. So interesting, right? You spoke about social media. So before I ask you the next question, Abhijit, I have a poll or a question for all the partners who've joined us today. Uh, Partners, we'd love to know from you, how many of you use social media to promote or have a social media page for your restaurant today on different platforms? You would be able to see the question now on the screen. Go ahead and share your answers. So we've started receiving some response here, Abhijit. So we see about 50% of you have responded. We'll wait for a few more seconds, partners, and do share your responses. Got it. So we have a fair split here, Abhijit. We see about 80% of them who do have social media channels for their restaurants, and 20% do not have social media pages for their restaurants, right? And you spoke how smart links would help, partners put this across different channels and track who is coming, who's not coming. So how does
Mhm.
smart links benefit people who have social media pages versus those who don't have social media pages? How does it benefit both the categories of partners?
I'm actually very happy to see the result. It shows a lot of y'all on this call have an active interest in building your brand presence digitally. And I think that's a good thing for y'all. Uh, when it comes to building your digital presence, right, the reason why we feel it's good for any business, right, is because it provides a separate entry point to your restaurant. I'll give you all an example. Imagine you're inside a mall which sells only food, which is sort of how Swiggy is, right? So anybody who enters this mall, obviously, any consumer or any customer who's entering has a very high intent to order or wants to get food, which is why they're within this mall. and a lot of y'all are advertising within this mall, are showcasing discounts, which is very necessary because the consumers are very interested in ordering, and you also have local competition within that setup. What smartlinks will do, or what having an online presence will do for y'all, is if you have a good online presence and you're able to add smartlinks to all of these locations for y'all, you will be able to get the consumer to come directly to your restaurant, which means in the mall example, now within the mall you've got consumers who are coming, but because of this smart link, you've got a backdoor entry where people from all across the city, anybody who's within the radius of delivery and who's interested in ordering from you, can directly see your menu page and come from social media like Instagram handles, or if you have a Facebook account, or if you're doing WhatsApp messaging or broadcasts, all of that can get your direct entries, right? So our focus here, or the reason why we stress on partners building a social media presence, because in the future a lot of our presence or a lot of our businesses are going to come via digital channels, and for the ones who don't have a social media presence, we would urge you all to set them up. They're very easy and they're very useful in future.
Got it. So essentially, both the cohorts, like both partners who don't have or do have social media platform, can leverage smart links, right? So we've been speaking about how it works. We've been speaking about how, what benefits are there. Can you tell partners or show partners how they can access smart links today?
Absolutely. I think a lot of y'all would be wondering, we've understood it seems like a useful product. Can we actually see what this does for us? Let me do one thing. Let me open up my phone and I will try and showcase to y'all uh, what SmartLinks is. I'm hoping my screen is visible on call. Right. So I have a test access or a dummy access to the partner app. I'm hoping most of y'all have used this. If not, this is the home screen that opens up when you're looking at the owner app. Within this, at present, we've created two entry points for SmartLinks. One is here at the top, which says Grow with SmartLinks, and the second is within the Growth tab at the bottom here, right? Both of them will effectively lead you all into the SmartLink section. Within the Growth tab, you go to the Swiggy SmartLink option, and this pop-up will open up. Now, the since I have a dummy access, and in my dummy access, I have three brands attached to this account. So Subway, Test Name 1, and Test Restaurant 2.0 are three brands, which means if you run a large business and if you have a cloud kitchen, for example, and you have 5 6 brands, you will get one smart link per brand, not per RID, but per brand. So if you run ABC Pizza, PQR Pizza, or PQR Biryani, you will get two separate links, and you will have to choose which one you want to create the link for. Suppose I go for the first option. This is your SmartLinks homepage. If you don't have multiple brands attached to you and you have only one brand that you run, then this is the default page that will open up for you all. You don't see the selection page because it's auto selected for you all. The first part of this section is very simple. You see the section called Purpose and Channel, then you see Swiggy Smart Links, and then you see the section on performance. I'll come to the performance bit later. In the channels, like I had discussed in the call earlier in this call, we've created 6 versions of these links, which are the most common examples or use cases that people use across the internet. These links, I mean, you can obviously select whichever link you want to generate and then simply press share. One thing we'd want to call out is while we have created 6 links with these different labels, it's not that a particular link will not work on another social media platform, which means if I use the Instagram link, it doesn't mean that the Instagram link will not work on your Facebook or WhatsApp. They are labels that we've created for you all to track performance easily. What I mean by that is if you select the Instagram link and you use this link on WhatsApp, then in the bottom where you see Smart Links performance, you will now have to check the Instagram section for details and not the WhatsApp, because you've used the Instagram link for generating the results. So uh, with this, basically we've got 6 links. It starts off with the default link. Let me give you an example with the WhatsApp link. Suppose I select the WhatsApp link, I click apply. Then all I need to do is press share, right? Either you can copy the link or copy the pre-text message or use the quick share options that you get on your phones. Now, suppose I send this to Shweta. Now, this basically is because this was a Subway dummy ID, it basically comes with an image of Subway and a default write up that you see in the bottom. Obviously, when you're sharing it, you can change the write up that you want to use, and that can be modified depending on what you want to share. Now, this is the smart link for this dummy ID. So if I click on it, it opens up within the Swiggy app and it opens up to the outlet that's nearest to my location. So Subway, like you all know, has many restaurants across the city. I'm based in Bangalore, so there are multiple Subways. But the link, because it's intelligent, like I was telling you all, was able to identify my base location and direct me to the nearest serviceable outlet within the city, right? And here again, you notice that we don't land on the Swiggy homepage, we land directly on the menu, which is why we say it's a backdoor entry. Your consumers, if they click on the link, are not going to see any competition. They come straight to your page. And even if I don't have the app installed, I can still explore the menu on the mobile web, right? So that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of this link. So I think that's a quick demo. I'll pause for now.
Got it. So, Abhijit, you showed us how this works on WhatsApp, right? And we see different social media channels as well that were shown there. And many partners run their restaurant page on different social media channels, right? So, could
Yeah,
you show a demo on how smart links work, let's say on Instagram, perhaps?
yeah, yeah. I think that's a very important use case these days. So if I go to, let me see, yes. Now on Instagram, right? Suppose I take the example of Paradise Biryani. Paradise Biryani has, so any Instagram handle. I'll just describe the sections of this page. We call this the Instagram. The write up that you see here is what we call the bio. I'm not sure. One second, the cursor is not coming. Yeah, this write up that you see here is the the handle's bio or the profile's bio. Then we have got this order food button that you see here, right? And then in the bio you've typically got this link that you can attach. Now when you're using your restaurant pages, then in that case you can attach your link directly in the order food section, which is here. And because this is Paradise Biryani, it'll directly take you to the nearest serviceable location and I can directly order from here, right? If you use the link anywhere else on the social media handle, even in this case, it'll direct you to the app. So this is an example of how you can use it on Instagram. You can also use it in Instagram stories. You can use it across your actually, it's primarily Instagram stories, and if you're running any paid ads on Instagram, these are the typical use cases.
Got it. I think it's very relevant to what you said, right? Not just inside the mall in the food court, but anybody on the street or anywhere,
Hmm.
customers across the web. If you want them to come to your restaurant, I think this is the right way to probably redirect them using a link, right? And that too to the
Very true.
nearest serviceable restaurant, right? So, Abhijit, before I ask you the next question, there's a question for partners, all of you again. Um, we understand that we spoke about smart links, about social media channels. We would like to understand from all of you. Have you tried, or if not, if would you like to try any of the ad options that are available out there? So there's a question that will come up on your screen. Let us know which of these social media ad channels would you prefer to use or you have used in the past. Yeah, so the question is right there in front of you, guys. Let us know if you have used any of the social media channels before, or if not, which is the one that you would prefer or you would like using. So we have about 40% of partners who've responded. We'll wait for a few more seconds, for all of you to respond and then probably move ahead with next question to Abhijit.
I think about
Got
60%.
it. Yeah, so I think about 60% of partners have responded. And Abhijit, we see while all of the above is the option, but the next highest vote goes to Instagram ads, right? So I think
Hmm.
partners have a mixed response here. It's all of the above, which could have even split, but across the other three channels, we see Instagram leading, followed by Facebook and then Google ads. So while we spoke about, the pages, the social media pages for restaurants, we spoke about how to get people from across the web to come
Hmm.
land on the restaurant directly, surpassing
Hmm.
the competition to the nearest place. How can partners use smart links while setting up these ad campaigns?
So, um, setting up ad campaigns basically requires a couple of steps, right? The two major players that you all can set up ads on yourself very easily are the Google AdWords, like the Google, and the Meta ad system, which manages both Facebook and Instagram together, right? Um, in both of these processes, depending on what your objective is, whether you want to drive more visibility to your menu, whether you want to drive more orders, there are different preset options that are available. And at the end, you'll have a section where you have to mention what is the click through, like what is the click through action that the consumer needs to do, right? Or what is the action that the consumer needs to do on the ad, where you can attach a hyperlink. This is the place where we would you ask you all to use the Swiggy, the smart links as your hyperlinks, because they will function exactly the same way that we've seen in the demo. But it also gives you all an additional advantage whenever you're using whenever you're doing any paid ads, right? And if any of y'all on this call have actually done it, you all will know that most of the advertisers will give you all information on how many clicks have happened or how many views have happened from your ad, right? So if you go to Facebook or you go to Google and you check the performance, they'll only tell you all the first half of the story. But everybody on this call is also very interested in what happens after a person has clicked, right? So if you see that there are, okay, I got 500 clicks from Google ad that I've run over the last 10 days. What has happened after that? That's where Smartlinks is going to tell you all that out of those 500, you've seen 350 coming onto your menu page, of which maybe 150 of are outside of the serviceable radius. Somebody may have clicked on the link from very far away from a different city because it's the web. And for the actual set of menu sessions that have come from within your delivery radius, 20 people have actually ordered, 10 of them are new consumers, 10 of them are repeat consumers. So we'll be able to give you all that level of information, and that's also something that we will sort of cover in the demo later on when I talk about the performance, right? So there are a lot of enhancements and modifications that you all can do when you're running any ad. From our side, we have two simple toolkits that we've sort of discussed with Google and created, and we've also got some best practices for running meta ads as well. We'll share both of these with you all as part of a follow-up of this conversation, so you all can use that and sort of see if it's beneficial for you all. If you all still have any questions on how to run a Google ad, you can always write our partner support, and internally we will take these calls up and we'll sort of discuss with you all in detail.
Got it. So I think definitely, Abhijit, the best practices, tutorial, if you're able to share with the partners, I think that will be a great help for them as well to sort of incorporate smart links, right? Now we spoke about from a restaurant partner lens on how smart links can be set up, where can it be set up. How is a journey essentially for a customer who's clicking on
Mhm.
smart links? How is a journey for a customer after the click, essentially?
So that's one of the USPs of the product, right? We've kept the customer journey exactly the same once they land in the menu. So there is no learning from a customer side. There is nothing that a customer needs to do once they're inside the Swiggy app and once they've landed on their restaurant's menu page. The ordering experience, the post order experience, everything remains exactly the same. And the only thing that the consumer needs to have is the Swiggy app, if for a seamless experience. If they don't have the Swiggy app also, the consumer will still see the menu and they can complete their selections on the mobile web version as well. So in that case also, the logic of the flow will remain exactly the same. It's just that they'll not do it on the app, they'll do it on the mobile web browser.
Got it. So there is no blocker for partners or for the customers anyhow, with or without the app. Got
That's
it.
correct.
So interesting, right? I mean, as a partner can view, okay, from WhatsApp how many people came to their restaurant, from Instagram or from different social media channels. How can they
Mhm.
monitor? Like, how does this performance or monitor can that happen on the owner app? If that can, then how does it look like? Could you let the partners know about that?
Surely. I think we've always spoken about performance being a critical benefit that you get as part of this program. So let me go back to the owner app where I was. Uh, yeah. So I'm coming back to this page, which is our default home page for smart links, right? Just a quick refresher. You go to the growth tab, you go to Swiggy smart links, and then you land on the smart link homepage. Right. So we spoke about the first half of this section. Now let's go to the bottom half. Now I actually don't have real information here, so the section is blank. But when you see this section, it will basically talk about the number of menu sessions that you have and the number of orders that you've gotten from this particular channel, right? So if you want a more detailed look, we go inside the view performance section. And here we've given you all a lot of flexibility on how you all want to check performance, right? Obviously, if you have more than one brand, you can check let me just put on the clicker. Yeah. If you have more than one brand, obviously you can change it from here directly. Now, for a particular brand, if you have more than one RID, you can also choose and select that. So if I go to this dummy RID, here too, you can basically select, okay, if I want to check all my outlets in Delhi, and then it will show up which are the outlets that are present within that city. So if you've got more than one outlet, you can select that as well. So we've given you a lot of granularity. You can break down the data in which you want to see it. And obviously, you can select which channel you would want to check for, right? So in this case, we're suppose checking for the Facebook channel. You can select which dates you want to check for, and you can check for dates almost 3 months in advance, like prior. You've got a 90-day window in which you can check performance. And once you've selected the dates, you will right. Once you've selected the dates, then you will see a funnel view that comes up like this. So the core is the serviceable menu visits, which is how many consumers have clicked on your link and within the delivery radius, the number of orders that you get from these consumers. We've also captured how many additional menu sessions you are getting for people who are outside the service delivery, within outside the delivery radius, or if they're clicking on the link when your restaurant is shut. So if somebody opens your Instagram handle and checks out the link at say 2 a.m. in the night and you don't have your restaurant open, you'll still be able to see if a consumer has clicked on that link and come. So you have access to what is the potential of your brand by a combination of looking at the additional visits as well as the total serviceable menu visits. Then we give you all information on the menu, on the type of consumers who have visited. So you'll see the number of new users, the number of returning users, and that splits across order ID on orders as well, right? So this is a granular view that we've created for all of y'all. You can obviously customize the way you want. And with this, you'll then be able to optimize on which channel is working well for y'all and which channel you can sort of defocus on. So if you see that WhatsApp is the channel that's giving you all the maximum orders and the maximum menu sessions, you can optimize more of your effort there. And vice versa, if say Facebook is not giving you as good a result as Instagram is, you can direct more of your efforts there. And if you're running campaigns like many of you all are saying, you might want to prioritize Instagram, that decision you can make more objectively and more confidently with the information that you see here as well.
Interesting, Abhijit, you mentioned that, we partners can take that judgment call, right? Which channel works, which doesn't work, where are they getting
Mhm,
better performance and inputs and all traction from. But
mhm.
how about, or what about the partners who are just getting started, let's say is a first time restaurant or a small scale restaurant, right? How do they establish that credibility or take that judgment call using smart links?
So I think if you've noticed that the SmartLink is a free tool that we've given because we want consumers to have very easy access to a brand's menu page across the internet. We also want brands to use this as a tool to experiment and grow their business. It's not necessary that only large businesses will actually have like while I showed an example of a large biryani player earlier, it's not necessary that only large businesses can use a digital marketing tool like this. It's extremely powerful for new restaurants as well because for you to get the first set of orders is very critical, and to do that, SmartLinks can be a very powerful tool for you all to do that. So the moment you register yourself, you started operating on Swiggy, you've got your basics sorted, use your SmartLinks and share that with some of your friends and your family and your immediate network and get your first few orders directly from there. You can also create, if you don't have a social media handle as well, You can create a simple, you can start creating your social media handle and start activities there. Share your smart links on the Instagram story, share your smart links in the order food section. We'll obviously give you all instructions and basic steps on how to do this, but you can also check it out in the open internet by a quick Google search also, right? So our objective here is for new brands, your primary goal should be to try and get as many orders as you can, for which you should use the smart links in all available free channels because it doesn't cost you anything. And once you start getting orders, your ratings will improve, and if your ratings improve, your automatic growth within the app will also kickstart.
Got it. So I think in a lot of ways it had helps for cold start and getting that traction visibility in the beginning as well. Great. So, Abhijit, we generally send out a registration form before the session, right? To understand from partners what questions would they like to get answers to in the session. We
Mhm.
had one question from Mr. Jalaj. Um, he asked how to use smart links on social media if we don't have
Mhm.
a social media page, right? In some aspects, I think you'd mentioned this, but if you could answer or address this for Mr. Jalaj once again, would be great.
Right. So on this call, a lot of y'all had actually mentioned that y'all have a social media account, which is very good. For those who don't, right, and I'm guessing Mr. Jalaj is also along these lines, it is it's a free tool. It doesn't cost you anything to create, and if you keep your engagements high, it can be a free, marketing channel for y'all, even if you don't plan to invest on it or spend money on it, right? So it's like opening a new account on Facebook or Instagram. Just create a business profile, which is again just a few simple clicks. We'll try and share you all a small playbook which explains some of these steps in a simple way as well. And with this, once you've created a channel, it's very easy for you all to start using these links in static locations and sort of experiment with it. So, short answer is if you don't have your social media channels, please create it because it's going to be useful for you to sort of build your brand in the future. And given these are free tools that you can use, you can start out organically. And as you see the performance of it, along with the data that you get on SmartLinks, you'll be able to sort of optimize and put more effort. And if you want to do investments, you can plan that as well.
Got it. So we had another question from Mr. Prithvi who says, how do we copy this in social media such that customers can see the link then and order from there only? I'm hoping the playbook or the tutorial should help for this, but is there anything that you think could also address?
Actually, you don't really need the playbook as well. The demo that we've
Hmm.
shown you right now, right? That itself just shows you all that in two simple steps, you can share the link on WhatsApp and directly use it. For Instagram, in the order food section, right? So the steps on how to do that is something that we've captured in our playbook, and I think that will sort of help you all understand on how to doing it. But there again, it's a very simple process. You just have to go to your settings. There's a section for order food. You just copy paste your link and then it goes live. That's it. As long as you have a business profile and not a personal account, you'll have these additional settings that you can use.
Got it. So I think Mr. Jalaj and Priti, if you're there on the call, this has actually helped, and answered your question. Abhijit, we have come to the end of the session, and I'd like to really thank you for taking time out and coming in, addressing smart links, which has been buzzing around, and telling partners what potential benefits it has and how to sort of make use of it, regardless if you're a first timer or somebody who's actually been in the restaurant industry for some time. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I hope this was useful to most of you all on this call. And if you all still have any concerns, just drop a note to partner support teams. We're actively looking at all of those channels for any queries, and we'll come back to you all and we can do a more detailed conversation basis that if need be. All right.
Got it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhijit.